Hello, everyone. I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. I'm getting some Palo Santo ready. I'm going to just clear a little energy because I'm feeling the heaviness in the energy. Are you guys feeling it too? Not so much the heaviness, but just the unpredictability, the craziness, all of the things that are happening. So I just felt like, let's start out with a little bit of clearing for the energy. This is your weekly, let me just adjust myself here, your weekly energy reading where we talk all about what's going on here in the collective energy. This is the cosmos, the astrology, whatever you want to call that. The energy that's impacting each and every one of us, the energy that we all on some level are feeling. And basically, what's going on with the energy so that we can understand what it is that we're feeling, so that we can understand what it is that's going on in our lives. Why are things happening the way that they're happening? And what it is that we need to do about it. So that's what my weekly reading is all about. And I always invite you guys, I encourage you to check it out every week because I get messages all the time. What's going on with the energy? What is this about? I actually just got a message and somebody was like, yo, WTF is this all about? Like, what is this? Because I don't even know what to do with it. Yeah, it's intense. It's a lot. We're navigating a lot. And you may find yourself just needing to rebalance a little bit, to recenter a little bit. Sorry, I'm just like, speaking of recentering, I just need to adjust here. So it's been a lot. How is everybody out there doing? Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what you have going on. But what I have been saying to everybody is we are literally in between two eclipses right now. This is like no joke. This is very much an intense energy, an unpredictable energy, a confusing energy. It's like so confusing and clear at the same time. It's very interesting how we're having these powerful moments of clarity where we know exactly what to do. And then there's a lot of confusion in the mix of it. It's incredibly, incredibly unpredictable energy. And that's because we're in between two eclipses. When we are in between two eclipses, or when we get closer to the eclipses as well, we are in a place where so many things are moving around in our lives. Eclipses are about destiny. Eclipses are about putting us on our path that we are destined to be on. And part of the problem is that we have free will. And so sometimes we make choices in our lives that put us off path, or we get comfortable and we haven't quite made the changes that we're meant to be making in order for us to be living our best life as the best version of ourselves in that life. And so eclipses come along and they say, it's time to get back on your best life path. It's time to make the changes that you've been putting off. It's time to make the moves that you need to make in order to get you to where you need to be. And that's what all of this is. So I know that people say this all the time, and I say this a lot, but it's true that this energy is happening for us. It is happening for us. It is happening to allow us to be where we need to be, where our destiny wants to take us, to show up as the best version of ourselves in the best time, in the best experience, in the best life possible for us. Hi, Beth. Nice to see you on here. Say hi, by the way, if you guys are catching me live. So we're literally in between two eclipses right now. We also, if you guys have been catching my weeklies, you know that we have been in Venus retrograde, inviting for us to reflect back on relationships, prosperity, money, that kind of stuff, things related to creating a life that feels very beautiful for us. And so we're doing a lot of reflecting on that. And you may find that there are issues that are coming up that are causing you to take a look at that are inviting you to explore, what do I really want in regard to relationships? What do I need to change in regard to relationships? What do I need to change in regard to my financial situation or the way that I manage my finances? And that's not going to be come up for everybody, right? If we've been doing our work, we may find that this is pretty easy, pretty simple for us. But we may also find that we have a lot of work coming up. I find during Venus retrograde that people from the past show up. It might be exes. It might be just relationships, people that you've known from the past. I'm sorry. I have to adjust myself again. I cannot get comfortable. I feel like I just need to be on the edge of my seat right now because this energy has us on the end of our seat and on the edge of our seat. And I always say that whatever happens as part of the reading is part of the reading. So I'm just feeling this strong prompt. Get on the edge of your seat. And this is the energy that we're in right now. We're on the edge of our seat. We should be on the edge of our seat. We should be allowing ourselves to just be moved and to know that it's going to be unpredictable. So we're in Venus retrograde. So we're doing a lot of work around that. I want you to let it show you not only what you don't want and what needs to be healed in regard to these things, but also what you do, because I think that there's a really beautiful energy with Venus retrograde to allow certain relationships in our lives or certain situations in our lives to go to the next level where we recognize, wow, this is absolutely aligned for me, or this feels really good. So I think that there are a lot of blessings that come with that. We now are also in Mercury retrograde. People tend to dread Mercury retrograde. It's only 3 weeks, but it packs a powerful punch. Mercury retrograde can bring with it a lot of chaos. And the way that I'm finding that it's showing up here in this time is specifically in regard to communication and technology. There's a lot of things that are glitching, a lot of technological glitches, but a lot of communication glitches as well. So you may find that communication is harder in this time, that it's harder for you to say what you need to say, for you to get the words out that you want to speak, and also for you to have interpersonal communication with other people. Now, this isn't saying that we shouldn't have interpersonal communication with other people, because Mercury retrograde calls for us to reflect and review things and to take a look at things. And so we're going to want to communicate the things that are coming up for us as we feel called to do that. But you just want to be mindful about it. So there's a lot of opportunity in this energy for miscommunication. And so it's a time to check yourself. It's a time to make sure that you say things in a way that you truly mean. Because I think that in this energy, there's so many triggers right now. So there's just a strong possibility that we're going to get triggered and we're going to say stuff that we don't mean, or we're going to say things that we regret, or we're going to say things that are very hurtful to people without necessarily intending it to be as hurtful as it is. We may also find that we're not listening as well to other people, that we're very focused on how we're impacted, where we're coming from. And so I like to say during Mercury retrograde, especially this Mercury retrograde, that you just take a pause and you think about what it is that you really want to say. But also, as importantly, that you're listening, that you're actively listening to what other people want to say to you, to what other people want you to know, and that you're not just listening for the sake of arguing back or responding back to what this person has to say, but you're truly hearing what it is that this person is trying to say to you. Because it's very, very easy for miscommunications to happen. So keep that in mind. And, if you have an opportunity to, for example, have a conversation in person versus having a conversation in text, do it in person. Do it over the phone, because there's less of a likelihood that that's going to get conveyed in a way that is confusing and a miscommunication. April's saying, yeah, I'm being so careful with what I want to say. It can definitely come across wrong. Hi, Meg. Nice to see you. So yeah, it definitely can, and it does. And I'm already watching it happen, especially when you combine it with all of these triggers and the unpredictability of this eclipse stuff that we have going on. We're in between eclipses, so we call that eclipse season. Be careful, be mindful. Don't not say anything, but you might want to take a pause. You might wait and say something later after you've had some time to thoughtfully think about what it is that you want to say. So I called this reading, "In Stillness, Your Power Emerges," because in this energy, when we are into retrogrades, we're in between eclipses, we're being invited to go within and to reflect and to review. This is an energy that is important and it's necessary. So for us to take a pause, for us to slow down and just make sure that we're listening to ourselves, listening to what we want, listening to what's coming through our intuition, taking that time to just really make sure that we're hearing what it is that our soul wants to tell us. Taking that time to look back and reflect and review. Maybe you have things from the past that are coming up for you that are surprising you, stuff you thought you dealt with, stuff you thought you had moved past, or patterns you thought that you had already learned the lesson and you didn't expect to repeat this pattern. And chances are it's like a new level of the lesson. You probably did learn the lesson. You probably did release the pattern, but now you're at a new level of it. So I like to treat a lot of this stuff like it's a video game, right? That I ask myself, what is it that has to happen in order for me to level up in this situation? What do I have to do in order to beat the villain in this scenario? What steps am I feeling called to take? And chances are the steps that you're feeling called to take are going to be a different approach than you've approached it from before. Pay attention to what your intuition is telling you or what's showing up for you, what you're learning, because chances are that's going to help you to respond in a way that's different. So it's that, but it's also a willingness to lean into letting yourself be led, to lean into paying attention to where God, the universe, is trying to bring you, because we are being led right now. It's going to feel more confusing. As I said, to me, this is some of the most clear, but also some of the most confusing energy that I've ever seen. And so there is going to be that cloudiness, but allowing yourself to listen and to be led and to be shown, and asking for the universe, for God to show you the way. Whenever you're confused, I just ask God to show me the way. I just say, show me what I need to see, show me what I need to know, show me what I need to understand, because I promise you, you'll get it. It might take a little time. You might not have all of your answers until we're on the other side of these retrogrades. So right now, letting it be okay that you're just sitting with this and you're waiting for further instructions, that you're waiting and allowing this to unfold. Hi, Pisces Moonbeam. I'm so glad that you're here too. That's amazing. So we want to allow that. And then the other thing is, in order to beat the final villain in the video game, it is a willingness to get uncomfortable. Because I think a lot of this energy is inviting for us to leave our comfort zone. And I think a lot of people actually do have the answers to their questions. I've had several sessions today where people have come in and said, well, I'm confused. And then when we really talked about it, it became very clear that they're not confused. They're just scared because they know what they need to do, and that's scary for them. So I want you to keep that in mind. In this energy, we want to be willing. It's not easy, but we want to be willing to let go of doors that are wanting to close, of things that are needing to close out. But also we want to be willing to lean in to new beginnings that have been happening for us, that are happening for us, even if they are scary for us, even if they are intimidating for us, even if they make us feel vulnerable. So the path to the ease and the peace that you're looking to create for yourself is probably through doing those things that make you uncomfortable, because this is making us better. This is helping us to level up in our lives and where we need to be. So I think that this is really important. And a big part of connecting with the answers for what we need is in that stillness, is in that willingness to take that time to review, to reflect, and to recenter ourselves. We want to be recentering ourselves like crazy in this energy. You want to make sure that you are, this is a time for extreme self-care. This is a time for extreme rebalancing as often as you can. Go a little bit slower, give yourself a little bit of extra time, because chances are things are going to go wrong. Things are going to be unpredictable here. And when I say unpredictable, some of the text messages that I have received from people today, it's unpredictable. It's It's things that you would never expect are showing up in your experience, and it's being handed to you and saying, what are you going to do with this? And some of it, we just let it play out and we see where it goes, right? But some of it, we do feel like we need to take a step, do a thing, set a boundary, whatever it is that we need to do. So taking that time and just making sure that you are loving yourself harder at this time, that you're taking extra good care of yourself, and that you're loving one another a little bit harder too, because we're all dealing with this energy. People are dealing with some crazy stuff, and you have no idea what they have going on, and they have no idea what you have going on. I made a video this week where I talked about how proud I am of all of you, because I know what you've been dealing with. I get to hear everybody's insides all the time in my soul therapy work that I do with people. So I get to hear what people have going on and the journey that they're on and all of the challenges that they have going on. And so can we be a little bit kinder, because you don't know. And there's a lot of people that I work with that you would look at on the surface and you would say, you don't have anything going on. You've got it all together. No, they don't, because none of us do. Especially in this energy. This energy is a lot. So let go of the need to have specific answers right now, understanding that they will come when they want to come. They will float to the surface when they want to float to the surface. Understand that this too shall pass. This time shall pass. I know it's a lot. I know if it's overwhelming, but taking care of yourself is going to help to balance that out. And also making sure that we're taking action when we feel it. Lean in or move as you feel the call to move, because this is also a time where we are leaning into things, where we're taking advantage of blessings that have come into our lives or will be coming into our lives, or we're taking action, inspired action where we feel called to. Because this is a time of destiny, as I was saying, destined relationships, destined connections, divine timing on things. And so we want to do our part as we feel called to help move this energy along so we can be on that path that we're meant to be on. It's a really beautiful thing, I promise you, even if it doesn't feel like it, because it's taking us where we need to go. And so if you're getting triggered, that trigger is happening for a reason. It's showing you something. It's teaching you about yourself. It's helping you to understand what you still need to heal, or how you need to make a change, or what you need to be doing differently, or what has to close out in your life. So pay attention to the triggers. The triggers are helpful. They're teaching. They're showing. So pay attention. We also want to make sure that we're in our flow as best we can. And I know that this does not come easily to a lot of people. Be in our flow, to be surrendering this as often as possible to God or to the universe, whatever that is for you. For me, that's God. And so regularly I found myself saying, oh, I'm worrying about this again. I surrender this to you, God. I surrender this. And so what I've been asking, and I made a video about this yesterday, I've been asking, whenever I catch myself concerned, worried, or feeling like I want to control something, especially in this energy, I instead will say, I choose to surrender this. And the next sentence is, God, show me how good it can get. Show me how good it can get. Show me how good it can get. You can put that in comments. I would love to see you claim that for yourself. Show me how good it can get, whether that's the universe, whether that's God. But what you're doing is you're choosing to surrender, but you're also setting the intention that best case scenario is going to happen for you. That blessings that you didn't even know were possible can happen for you. And it allows you to step out of the way and allows God to step in and make that happen. So that is a very powerful statement that you can be saying in this energy that's going to help you with all of it. Also, because we're so triggered, don't let your emotions get the best of you. I'm watching it happen left and right. Trust and believe I am. And this is why we want to be kind to one another as well, because, it happens to the best of us. It definitely happens to the best of us. And it can be very overwhelming. And we can really be caught up in our emotions right now. So again, this is where we want to take some time to be in our stillness. That's going to connect us with our power. That's going to connect us with our clarity. That's going to help us to know how to respond in a way that honors how we want to actually show up in this world, who we actually are, not just this person who is caught up in their emotion. Pat's saying, God, show me how good it can get. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Pat. Put it in comments. Claim it for yourself. So letting ourselves understand that we want to just be going with the flow and letting ourselves be moved because we're being moved for a reason. And knowing that here this week we have the spring equinox, we shift into Aries season. This is the astrological new year, or some people would say this is actually the real new year. So maybe you approach this week like it is a new year, and you think about, what do I want this new year to look like? What do I not want to bring into this new year with me? What doors do I want to close, and what doors do I want to be knocking on? What doors do I want to see opening for me? And setting intentions around that and moving in the direction, taking action as we feel inspired to, in order to help support new doors to open. The universe is going to support you in making that happen if you're willing to lean into it. There are so many amazing blessings. There's so many amazing surprises in this energy. So when I say it's unpredictable, that's not necessarily a bad thing all the time. There are unpredictable surprises. There are blessings that you didn't even know were available to you that now will be showing up in your world. So pay attention to those surprises. I would love to hear your surprises. Those are my favorite messages. I love to get messages from people when they're like, I did this thing or this thing happened. When you are making progress, when good things are happening, because that's what we want to do, is focus on that. We want to have gratitude for that. We want to have excitement for that, because that's going to create more of that. That's what I like to focus my energy on. And that's what I want to invite you guys to focus your energy on. Look for the surprises. Look for the blessings. Look for the good things. Almost like you have a pair of glasses and you're only looking for the good things that happen. I heard somebody talk about how what they like to do with their the person that they're in a relationship with is every single day they take a picture of their favorite part of their day. And so what that does is it forces them all day long to be looking, is this my favorite part of the day? Is this the best thing that has happened to me today? And that's the kind of energy that we want to be in right now. Not focusing on what's going wrong, but what's going right for me, what's happening, what's great, what's my favorite part of the day. Send me a message with your favorite part of the day if you want to. I love to hear that stuff from you guys. That's the energy that I want to support in you guys. That's the energy we want to be feeding, is I guess what I'm trying to say. And letting go of this need to focus for too long. We all need to vent, and there's a therapeutic value in that, but you don't want to be venting for too long. You don't want to be stuck in that for too long, because then you're feeding that energy. So keep that in mind. Remembering that this energy in its surprises is helping to support us in skipping ahead. So where something maybe has been moving very slowly, all of a sudden is going to progress really quickly. Maybe an opportunity that comes in, all of a sudden it moves very quickly because it's a destiny point and you're destined to be here. And so it's just going to move forward for you. I feel a lot of that in the energy this week, this month. So keep that in mind. Maybe a relationship that you're in, all of a sudden it just goes to the next level and that skips ahead and it moves forward in a really beautiful way. Maybe you started something and all of a sudden you're picking up momentum like crazy. So I'm excited to see that. And I want to encourage you guys to do it scared, whatever it is. You know, if you're feeling that call to take an action, do it scared, to lean in and to let yourself be happy, to let the blessings that want to happen for you to develop, and to not let that fear prevent you from receiving the surprises that are wanting to come in, from receiving the blessings that have already happened for you, from progressing and moving forward and making the changes that this energy is all about, because this energy is all about changes and helping to move us. I'm going to do the cards a little bit differently. So always at the end of this reading, we do cards to build upon the messages. I've already shuffled them. And so I'm just going to pull the cards as we go through it. And that way it doesn't take quite so much time. the first card that I'm pulling is the Star. And I will go through these cards when we're done, but that's the first card out of the deck that one was calling to me. The next card is the Sun. Are you kidding me? Blessings upon blessings, miracles upon miracles, beautiful surprises. The World card, things closing out. Holy moly. So that's 3 major arcana cards in the tarot already. These are major life events. This is a big deal. Let's see. Next card up. The Ace of Swords, clarity. The 7 of Swords, seeing what we need to see, being shown what we need to be shown in order to make the changes that we need to make. Last card, the Knight of Pentacles, planting new seeds, watching seeds that we've planted develop. Okay, let's talk about it. So the first card is the Star card, and I have to cover it for YouTube standards. Star card. Healing, blessings, but I'm feeling very strongly with this card that this is talking about wish fulfillment. This is talking about something developing for us that is really positive and really powerful and really exciting. I think for a lot of people that this might be something that's already been started and now it's going to the next level, or now we're suddenly realizing, oh my gosh, I've had this opportunity, this person, this situation right in front of my face this whole time. They've been there this whole time. And now all of a sudden I'm recognizing, holy cow, this is exactly what I prayed for. This is exactly what I wish for. That's what this Star energy feels like. It feels really good. It feels really healing. It feels like we're recognizing how healed we are, how far we've come, and how much better we are at navigating the situations as they come up. So give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself props. Let me know what's something that you've healed. What's something that you know you're better at and that you're learning that you're better at through this. I think that we're going to see that as well. And also maybe people are going to be seeing us for what we are, appreciating us, appreciating what we bring to the table. And that's going to be really good and important. And then we have the Sun card. I mean, the Star and the Sun together is such a powerful energy. And this says to me, miracles, blessings, opportunities, beautiful surprises that are happening. And also us being shown exactly where we're on the right path and exactly where we're not on the right path so that we can get on the right path, so that we can get to the happy endings that we're looking for. I'm hearing happy endings. So that we can get to the happy ending, so that we can get to the joyful, peaceful, easeful, I don't know if that's a word, but full of ease circumstances that we've been manifesting. But again, the path to that is through the things that make you uncomfortable. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. But this is really exciting. I also feel like with this, good news coming in this week. So pay attention. Let me know what your good news is. I would love to hear a comment below or shoot me a message, whatever you want to do. But I love to hear the positive things that are happening for you guys. The World card. Another naked person. My God. There's so many naked people in the tarot. But naked people is all about vulnerability. So our willingness to be vulnerable, our willingness to be seen as who we are. So we've had 3 naked cards. That's all for the naked cards this week. But being open and being vulnerable in ways that we maybe didn't even know we were capable of. But being willing to do that. And this World card is about closing out cycles. It's about recognizing I've learned my lesson here. And I can close this cycle out. I know everything that I need to know about this situation in order to move forward with it or to allow it to come to a close, right? It might be leaning into taking something to the next level or letting something come to a close. So that's really good. And I always say this is like a good job from the universe, where they're saying you've been working so hard and here, let us give you a reward for everything that you've been doing. So this feels, again, like blessings. Now, you might feel like with that World card that you're being prepared for taking something to the next level or taking a leap of faith or beginning on some kind of a new path, because this is very much doors energy right now. What I mean by that is we're closing old doors. We're closing doors that no longer work for us. We are leaning into doors that have opened and that are opening for us. So it's very much that. So this preparation, you might feel like you're in the hallway right now being prepared for some doors to open. And so this says to me that doors will be opening. Are you ready to receive the blessings that are wanting to come into your experience? Are you ready to receive the blessings that you have been manifesting? Because a lot of times we talk all of this stuff. I want this, I want that. I want this to happen. I need this to happen, but we're not prepared when it starts to actually happen. And so we want to make sure that we're taking the steps, that we're moving in a way that allows us to be prepared for that. I feel that so strongly this week. Hi, Rick. Nice to see you here. And we're going to see it clearly. Ace of Swords. There is a lot of clarity that's coming through in this energy. But take your time. Take your time. Be still. The clarity will come through the stillness. The clarity is going to come through listening to yourself and taking time to listen to yourself. If you're not somebody who likes to meditate, go for walks, go for drives. Even take some time and have conversations with other people. If you're somebody who through conversations with other people learns about yourself or connects with clarity. It's okay to do that. It doesn't mean you have to do that entirely alone, but you want to make sure that you're having those conversations with people who will honor your sovereignty and honor what feels right to you. So that's an important thing. We may also be having important conversations this week, but make sure if you're having important conversations that you are doing that in a way that is as kind as possible, as clear as possible, so that there's no confusion. Maybe we're very clearly setting a boundary where it's like, there's no confusion. Here's the boundary and that's it. Right? That might also be the case because boundaries are important as well here in this energy. And Renee is saying sometimes even the stillness is uncomfortable. Absolutely, the stillness is uncomfortable. It is for a lot of people. It is sometimes for me. Even still, after all of this time, after all this meditating and these hikes that I do and all of that stuff, it's still uncomfortable sometimes because when you sit with yourself, sometimes you don't like the answers that come through, right? This is why we busy ourselves and we avoid it and all of that stuff. And sometimes people have some pretty significant trauma that can come up in the stillness as well. But the reason that comes up in the stillness is because we have been avoiding it and not listening to it. And so now it's coming up and it's getting louder and louder and louder, and it might be more uncomfortable. So taking that time to listen is a powerful, powerful thing because then you can address it sooner, whatever it is. Then you can get to a place of acceptance because I feel like acceptance is really key in this energy as well. A place of acceptance about a truth that's coming through because certainly truth is coming out. Collectively for us as a society, but also for us individually. Things that we need to see, things that we need to know, things that we need to understand are happening. And that brings us to the Five of Swords. So this is about seeing people and circumstances for what they are. So it's like a light being shined, I don't know, on what we need to see. So pay attention. Where is the light shining? And what do you do with this information? What do you need to do with it? What are you feeling called to do? How are you feeling called? If somebody's being deceptive to you, if somebody isn't trustworthy, then now you know. So don't deceive yourself and ignore what's coming through. That's going to be important. This is not a time to deceive ourselves. Not a good time for that. You will regret it. But this is also about integrity. So what I mean by that is handling situations with integrity. If you need to set a boundary with somebody, if you need to communicate with somebody, do it from a place of integrity. Do it from a place of kindness and love, as much love as you can gather, even if this isn't somebody that you love very much or love at all. Maybe you can't stand them, right? But you're never going to regret taking the high road. What's that saying? Take the high road, the view is better. It's always better. You're never going to regret. You are going to regret if you're petty because there's so much energy that is allowing us or inviting us to be petty in this energy, to be tantruming in this energy, to be throwing a fit. You're going to walk away from that regretting it eventually, if you're not already regretting that. So just be mindful of that. How can I handle this with integrity and in a way that in the long term is going to sit right with my soul? Because at the end of the day, you've got to live with yourself, right? And again, with these triggers, there's a high likelihood that we're going to act out, that we're going to act a fool, that we're going to get ourselves in trouble if we allow it. Last card, the Knight of Pentacles, the slowest moving card in the deck. And this is here to say, be still. Be still and listen and reflect and review. And when you connect with your clarity, when you understand what it is that you need to do, where it is that you need to go, when you're honest with yourself about what's coming through, then you decide what you're going to do with it. You decide what seeds you're going to plant and where and with who. So I think that there's a lot that's going to be coming through with this, but this is a very slow moving energy. It's a very intentional energy. And so once you get clear, you get to get very intentional about what it is that you want for your life, where it is that you want to go next. And you begin the process with that in a really intentional way, in a really maybe planned out way. Maybe you're making a plan. You're getting clear on a plan and you're taking that step by step by step, because some of these new beginnings are going to require you to lay down the foundation a little bit at a time, a little step at a time. So you don't have to maybe take this huge leap of faith, but you're just taking a step in faith and then another step in faith and then another step in faith. So, whoa, this is major stuff this week. I am sending you all so much light as you navigate this. I hope that you choose to see this as a breakthrough rather than allowing it to be a breakdown. Take care of yourself. Use all of your tools. We've been working very hard for this. If you're somebody who needs the tools and you don't know what to do, in my membership, I have all kinds of tools to support you, including energy sessions that are going to help to support you. It's like a guided meditation plus magic, basically. So it allows you to be in the stillness, and it's channeled energy session. It has all of the energy attached to it that you need to help balance you, to help you to clear what you need to clear, to help you to get clear on what you need to be clear on, and whatever else your energy field is needing. So I have one for this whole eclipse season. I also have a monthly one up for the month, and all kinds of other tools to help you to manage your stress. I have that on sale this month or this week for $77 for the whole year. So you're going to just use all caps Spring Magic in the promo code. You're going to choose the annual plan. There's a monthly plan that's only $9.99 a month. There's an annual plan that is normally $99, but it's $77 if you do that before next Monday. So join. There are tools available to you. I did leave a couple of openings in my schedule this week and next week because I knew what the energy was going to look like. So I left it in case people are like, I need to see you today. I need to see you tomorrow. Do you have anything available? And as of right now, I do, but take advantage of it if you want to schedule a session with me virtually or in person. And tomorrow for my membership, we have the Spirit Guides class as well. So if you're somebody who's looking to connect with your spirit guides, you want to know more about that, you want to know how you connect, you want to know what your spirit guide's name is, how do you work with your spirit guides, I've got you covered. And that replay will be available in the membership after that. It's almost 4 years worth of content in their classes, energy sessions, meditations, hypnosis sessions. So there's something for everybody. And I meant it to be a spiritual and personal growth journey for anyone. It's something that most people can afford, but also something that most people can do in their own timing whenever they want to do it. So anyway, you can check all of that out at claritybychristy.com. I will put it in comments below, in the description below. And we would love to have you in there for all of the stuff that we're doing in the membership. And if you love these weekly readings, I also have monthly readings that I do every month where it gives you a bird's eye view. So my members already knew all of this stuff was coming in and all of this was going to be happening. But anyway, I would love to see you in there. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you stuck around this long, make sure you let me know that you made it to the end. Hit that like button, hit that share button. There are people who need to hear what the fuck is going on with this energy. They want to know, they're feeling all of this. So share it with people, share it with a specific person, tag people, whatever you want to do. But I appreciate all of it. All of it helps with my reach and for these videos to connect with whoever they need to connect with. All right, guys, thank you so much. And I will see you soon with another video. Take care.